What if the most dangerous thing about you is not who you are, but where you are? What if a coin flip could turn you into someone cruel? In 1971, normal college students walked into a basement. Half were assigned to be prisoners. The other half were assigned to be guards. Nobody was trained. Nobody was given a script. Within 6 days, something happened that shocked the world. The guards became genuinely cruel. The prisoners broke down completely. The scientist running it lost his own mind. This is the Stanford Prison Experiment, and what it revealed about you is deeply uncomfortable. It was designed by psychologist Philip Zimbardo. He wanted to answer one question: does situation shape behavior, or does personality? Are cruel people cruel because of who they are, or does a bad role make a good person cruel? Zimbardo built a fake prison in a Stanford basement. He recruited 24 healthy, stable male students. He flipped a coin to assign guards and prisoners. That coin flip would change everything. The prisoners were arrested at their homes without warning. Police cars pulled up. Real officers made the arrests. The students had agreed, but it still felt real. They were blindfolded and taken to the basement. They were stripped and given prison uniforms. Each prisoner received a number instead of a name. The guards got uniforms, sunglasses, and batons. The sunglasses were deliberate. They prevented eye contact. Eye contact creates empathy. Zimbardo wanted to eliminate it. From day one, the guards began asserting dominance. They woke prisoners at night for pointless roll calls. They forced push-ups as punishment for rule breaks. They made prisoners clean toilets with bare hands. They invented new rules constantly. By day 2, the prisoners rebelled. They barricaded themselves inside their cells. The guards blasted them with a fire extinguisher. Then the guards got creative. They split prisoners into good and bad groups. The good group got privileges. The bad group got nothing. Then they switched groups to destroy trust. Prisoners began turning on each other. They stopped seeing each other as students. They started seeing each other as criminals. By day, 3 prisoners were showing serious distress. One prisoner began screaming and could not stop. He had to be released. Another developed a stress rash. A third refused to eat. The guards responded with force and isolation. Zimbardo became consumed by the role. He stopped thinking of himself as a researcher. He started thinking of himself as a superintendent. A colleague visited and was horrified. She told him what he was doing was wrong. He argued before realizing she was right. On day 6, he shut the experiment down. It was supposed to run for 2 weeks. In 6 days, ordinary students had transformed. Guards had become cruel and enjoyed their power. Prisoners had become passive and broken. The researcher had lost his own moral compass. The experiment became one of the most famous in history. It seemed to prove situation is more powerful than character, that any normal person given power might abuse it, that any person stripped of power might stop resisting. Schools taught it as fact for decades. It appeared in textbooks around the world. Zimbardo wrote a book called The Lucifer Effect. He became famous. The experiment became legendary. But then the cracks appeared. In 2018, original recordings were released. What they revealed shocked the psychology world. Zimbardo had not simply observed guards becoming cruel, he had coached them to behave that way. Recordings caught an assistant instructing guards. He told them to be tough, to show no sympathy, to treat prisoners as less than human. The guards had not spontaneously become cruel. Several had been told to act that way. Kind guards were criticized for not being harsh enough. Former prisoners confirmed a serious problem. Several had faked breakdowns to leave early. The distress was partly performance. The experiment was not a neutral observation. It had been coached and manipulated. The famous conclusions were deeply questionable. Does this mean it proved nothing? Not exactly. Real abuse of power happens inside institutions. Real people adapt to roles in damaging ways. History is full of ordinary people committing great cruelty. But this experiment did not cleanly prove that. It was not the pure study it claimed to be. What it showed was more complicated. It showed how easily researchers become part of what they study. It showed how powerfully expectations shape behavior. When told how to act, many people simply comply. When given permission to be cruel, some will accept it. When researchers want a result, they often find it. The experiment tells us something real about power, but also something real about science itself. About the danger of wanting your hypothesis to be right, about how observation can quietly become manipulation, about how one flawed study shapes what millions believe. The Stanford Prison Experiment was deeply flawed, but its question is still one of the most important ever asked. Under the right conditions, could you become someone unrecognizable? Most people answer no. Most people are probably wrong. Remember that next time you think a situation cannot change you, it already is.